Well, first of all, great job by our guys in the second half. I think they couldn't stop us when they needed to stop them, and we got them stopped when we had to get them stopped. And they've got a very good team and did a great job, but that was probably the difference in the game. We told the players when we came here that we were going to have to change the way everybody thought, and we were going to have to go out there and work and earn it, and it would take a tremendous amount of intensity and enthusiasm and energy to do that, and we did not have that in the first half. That was really not a good half of football, and I really don't want the players to put it behind them. I want them to remember what it's like not to play the way you're capable of playing, not playing with the intensity that you should have, and the focus that you need to have. We stopped ourselves on numerous occasions, made a lot of mental errors on defense, and left people running wide open and gave up a lot of big plays. But to the team's credit, they responded at halftime and did a great job in the second half, and I'm really proud of them for the way they responded. I think it says a lot about their competitive character. We have a standard that we want to play to. We want to play to it all the time. We certainly didn't get that done in the first half, but I thought the offense did a really good job of putting together some really good drives. I think we stopped ourselves a few times, especially in the first half, but turnovers were a big thing for us, creating some down and distance situations where we could do some things defensively. It made it a little bit more difficult on them, and we made some plays in those situations. So, this was really a team win. I think everybody contributed to it in the way we played in the second half and the way we came back in the second half. But I'm going to say it again, it's not something that I want the players to forget. When you don't bring your A game, especially in this league, and Arkansas has a very good team all the way around. Their defense played hard. They're a very good offensive team, have great skilled players, and very capable of throwing the ball and making lots of big plays. And we need to learn from the experience that we had today and try to improve as a football team.
Nick, does that game show just how valuable Mark Ingram is to this football team?
Well, Mark's a great player, and he sure did a good job in the second half of making some tough yards. Made some tough yards at the end when we had to take the air out of it. And we're happy to have Trent here too. The combination of those two guys are fantastic, and they both contribute in very positive ways today. But Mark is a really great competitor and a heck of a player. And one of the things you like to see is that needs to happen on this team, because we have sort of a group of guys who are younger guys who need to mature, need to see a standard of excellence that the older guys have to take responsibility for and set example for, and start competing that way so that we can improve. And Mark certainly sets a great example that way.
Coach, obviously a difficult decision with about a minute to go. You go for it on fourth down and move the sticks. What went into that decision not to kick it away?
Well, we needed that much. And, there's a lot of bad things that can happen when you punt it. Punter can fumble the snap. They could block it. You got to get into tight punts so you don't have a very good coverage, unit when you do that, because they're going to come after it and try to block it. So, players said that we can make it, and we did. So, and those are all good calls when they work, and they're all horrible calls when they don't.
How important was the field goal drive there before the winning touchdown?
Well, they're all important, man. When you're behind 20-7 on the road, playing against a good team like this, every point that you get is important. We made some outstanding drives. That was an outstanding drive. And, to get it to where if we had to kick a field goal to tie it and get it in overtime, that's the advantage of that. Score gives you, touchdown gives you 21-20. So we wanted to score a touchdown there. Our guys did a good job in the red area a couple times, which, saved our bacon a little bit. We got an interception, stopped them a couple times, and made them kick field goals. So we just need to execute better on defense, play with more confidence, play together, communicate better. Got some young guys out there, and they didn't play with a lot of poise in the beginning of the game.
Your team made a very mature drive there at the end, very calm as they moved down the field.
Well, we have a high standard of what we expect to do. I think we have a lot of experienced players on offense. Most of the guys on offense have been in these games before. Most of the guys on defense have not. And I think the maturity that we have on offense and the confidence that we have on offense, starting with the quarterback, the offensive line, and the skill players that we have, we made a lot of 3 or 4 third down conversions, to get down there to kick the field goal. So, and, to be able to grind it in after we got the turnover, is a tribute to the offensive line and tribute to Mark and his great competitive spirit to just keep churning it away, getting tough yards.
Lester was burned on a few passes, but he made 2 big plays, the interception in the end zone, the one there at the end. Talk about his.
You'd say Lester? Well, I don't really think that he got burnt that badly. I think we had some mental errors that led up to where he was somebody else was supposed to be. Made a very good interception in the end zone, which was a big play. Big turnaround for us. We should never give them the ball. 2 minutes before the half, I always say this: you don't give the other team the ball back. You don't give the other team a ball back. All right? I mean, you don't have to score, but don't let them score. And, that was critical that we turned it over with, less than 2 minutes. All right, and they get a score when we were driving to score. I mean, maybe just a field goal. We're a pretty good 2-minute team. So that was a big swing and a lot to overcome, but you got to be proud of the players for being able to overcome it all in the second half.
Coach, Greg seemed to have really good protection today. I'm just curious why you thought he might have struggled.
I didn't think he struggled. He made the plays when he had to make them. He made a couple bad decisions. The interception he threw in the end zone, he should have never been even throwing it to that guy based on the coverage they were in and what his read is. So he made a mental error on that one. We tried a little trick play before the half where he threw the other interception, and he probably had nowhere to go with the ball, but probably should have thrown it away. And that's uncharacteristic of him, but he made a lot of good plays today too. So to say he struggled, I wouldn't agree with that.
They seem to be pretty effective, quick counting guys in the first half. Was that particularly bothersome, or what was going on?
No, I mean, we practiced it. We made mental errors. I mean, our guys just our inexperience in adjusting, to motions and formations and all things we practice now, not really something that's new. All right, but still in the heat of the battle, we make mistakes. I'm talking about the most basic things and we just need to get better. And I think there's so many young guys, playing. Really only 3 guys that have a significant amount of playing experience. And they know what to do, but getting it communicated to the rest of them on simple things, like the long pass to start the game, the wrong outside backer rushed. And when you're in a 3-4, you got one guy rushes and one guy drops. Well, there's nobody on that side of the field when he didn't drop the flat. He's rushing. So, things like that are basic day one. And, we haven't had a lot of continuity. Courtney played today. This is the first time he's played since the first game. So, we just need to keep getting better and keep working. We've got the ability to do it. And they have to understand the importance of being disciplined to do their job. And sometimes young guys don't understand that. We got a few of those guys out there too.
We saw a little more Nico today. And again, I don't know what his assignments were, but like you said, it seemed like he just wanted to be aggressive and was in on some drives.
Well, I just know we made a lot of mental errors out there, and I watched the film, and before I say how anybody played, I know we made some good plays when we had to make them, and we played much more aggressively in the second half. And, it's going to be important that we execute better in the future, or we're going to have to score a lot of points.
Couple more than
Coach, that big picture, when you're on the plane heading back or whatever, you think back on this game, what do you take away overall from the whole 60 minutes and heading into next week? What's on the top of your mind?
What I take away is that I didn't do a very good job of having our team ready to play today, and that they did a really good job of responding at halftime. But they need to be responsible for that too, because we also said in the beginning, everybody has a choice. You know, we're playing in the SEC, we're playing on the road. Everybody has a choice based on the intangibles that you choose to play with. That's effort, toughness, discipline, you know, those types of things. Your mental energy and intensity to go do your job. Everybody has a choice to do that. Well, we didn't have enough guys make that choice in the first half. Now, the good news is great competitors respond, and the better the fighter, the better they fight. And I think our team did that in the second half. And I'm proud of them for that. So I take away the tale of two cities from this game.
Coach, what were your impressions of Mallet, and what differences did you kind of see in him today that maybe what you saw him last year?
Well, you know, he's just improved dramatically. I mean, he was a very talented guy last year. I think last year we were able to frustrate him a little bit with the pressure. This year he played with a lot more poise, was very confident. I think Bobby has done a fantastic job with them, and they have a very good offensive scheme, and he does a great job of executing it. And, you know, these guys they're going to win a lot of football games. And, you know, I think we're able to affect them a little bit in the second half, which probably helped us a little bit.
Thanks, Coach. Players
All right.
will be